completion of what I'm calling phase 2A. Phase 1, I put the dual lock tape down on the utility table and kind of experimented with placement and order. And then phase 2 was getting a pedal board and building that pedal board. So everything on my board is analog, except for the Eventide chorus, which is digital. And a couple things I learned: digital pedals draw a lot more power, and basically just the way to think of it is the Eventide is the only place where my bass signal becomes ones and zeros and then back to sound. Everything else, it might have, I don't know, circuitry or whatever, but the signal itself is never being turned into ones and zeros. So anyways, so this is a Saturnworks looper. Goes in, has an effects loop, and then out, and you can bypass the loop. You can mix the loop, so you can have your dry and wet mixed there, and then this right here is polarity. In case you have a grounding issue or whatever, you can change the polarity. So that's what that switch does. So yeah, so this is so that when it's bypassed, everything's analog. And then when I want chorus, and I'm gonna say stuff because, you know, when I want chorus, I can make sure that I have my dry, my low end in there. The other thing that I like about having parallel and being able to mix in your dry signal is that you can go crazier with the effects rather than rein in the effects and try to, you know, like, oh, I don't want to lose my bass, so I'll have chorus, but I'll have a little bit of chorus. I can have everything with like crazy effects, but depend on the mix to rein them in, you know. So anyways, I don't know if this is, maybe this is all Boss pedals, but Boss pedals, it lets you leapfrog. It lets you, so you can power in, and then it has a power out that you can run to the next. So I'm gonna jump this guy off of the line selector. So the tuner, which is Boss, goes to the line selector, which is Boss, and then it's gonna go ahead and jump off of here. So I got this guy. The other thing I saw is this guy. And so let me open this up. Tear your hand up on staples. That would be bad. Okay. So this end will go in the Chalk's power supply. The cord for the power supply will go in that end, and then that gives me a outlet. And so this will be under the board, and now I have a outlet that I can plug something in the future. Okay. So yeah. It seems like whenever I do this handheld stuff, the sound goes up and down, and I assume it's because I end up shifting my hands and covering a microphone. So I'm gonna try to just hold it where I held it, and okay. So got some chord management. All right. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's all right. So nothing should be, you know, might add a couple tacks here and there, but And so now that's our, I kind of like how that fell in that spot. And then, so I got this outlet for the future. That's just a little Velcro thing. So I can plug a wall wart under here later. So that's sort of, you know, yeah. Or if I wanted, you know, put my multi-effect, one of my multi-effects or whatever, I got a place to plug that in there. Yeah. All right, so that is the underside. All right, so this is a Tone Styler Base 10 tone control, custom in a pedal chassis. Okay, so, and this is a Boss tuner that also buffers. This is a F deck. I think it's F deck. High pass filter. It does 12 dB at 35 hertz, and then this right here is adjustable from 35 hertz up to 140. And so, and then dark glass vintage micro tube for saturation. Warm audio pedal 76 compressor. All right, so always on, always on, always on. And then we go down to this guy, always on. Line A goes to the Aguilar, which is my preamp at the time, always on. Line B, I can mix it by, with my foot right there. Line B goes to Big Muff Fuzz, which, depending on how I'm playing, if I'm doing, little short notes, articulation, yeah, I don't want this on, but if I'm doing long, big notes, I want it on. And that feeds into the sub-octave. I can take this out and have the fuzz, which, I'm going to do sometimes. But usually I'm using this as a sustainer for the sub-octave. All right, and so then that goes back to the line selector. All right, and so then I can always have A, and then I'm mixing in my fuzz octave. Okay, that goes to the Thumpinator, which is a 36 decibel cut at 25 hertz. So I don't have to worry about using the sub octave. So this is like a safety thing, but this also, having that big cut, even when I'm not using sub octave, is good. It just, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have high pass filters. All right, that goes into, let me adjust my hands there. I'm trying not to cover the microphone though. All right, so that goes into the Ashdown double shot, which basically, this is your low, this is your high, this is your amount of overdrive. So this is my overdrive, which goes into the Saturnworks looper, which lets me bypass or mix in my digital. So right now, just goes to the chorus, and then back here, and then that's my out, which can go to my direct box, or it can just go to the amp. So this would run to the house. Also, this can run to the house for, you know, a clean signal. Or even this has a line out, which is really nice and has a grit. I'd almost rather run this to front of house with the line out, just because it sounds so good. This line out right here. Notice there is a blank spot here, and there is a blank spot here. This is going to be phase 2B, and this will be phase 3. And the one thing I'll say about this is I don't think it's going to be a pedal. Yeah. Oh, and then I got my little handy, you know, yeah, picks and stuff. Picks and pens and batteries and stuff. Yep. All right. Pull back dramatically. Or not dramatically, I don't know.